Good morning, Black America. This is the second installment for my videos discussing the BuyGE plan. There's a there's a few areas of that need to be clarified or discussed. I've received a little bit of pushback from some black individuals that I've broke the plan down to, and they've had some concerns and they needed some clarification. And for the most part, this is what this second video is for. It is to explain how the proxy works. And ultimately, the proxy is the heart and soul of this plan. Before I get into that, let me go ahead and give you the plan in a nutshell for those of you who may have missed the first video. The BuyGE plan set up a goal for Black America to purchase General Electric. Yeah, it's kind of ambitious. Yeah, General Electric. But if we did that, we would create thousands of jobs for ourselves. Hopefully, after creating thousands of jobs for ourselves, we can start rebuilding the black family. Once the black family is rebuilt, we could put the black community back together. Now, how this works is each black man and woman in America, and there's 43 million of us, will have to purchase 100 shares of General Electric stock. The shares are currently trading for $10 a share, roughly. So we're talking about $1,000 investment for each and every one of us. Now, I need to reiterate that we are not looking for a donation. We are not looking for contributions. This is not crowdfunding in any way, and there is no GoFundMe account set up. Your $1,000 investment is yours. It belongs to you, and it will remain with you. You work hard for your money. No one should have it but you. Now, in order for this plan to work, Black America would need to purchase 51% of the company, 51% of the stock shares of the company. Now, how it works, the board, the company board controls the company. They pretty much, give the company directions as far as who's going to be hired, what rules the company is going to follow, what direction the company is going to take, who will be the CEO, which is the individual that runs the corporation's day-to-day operations. So we would need to own 51% of the company to take control of it, to take control of his board and everything else going on with the company. Now, I understand what you guys may be thinking. Well, how do you do that if it's 43 million of us and all of us just own a little small piece of the company? Well, they have something called a proxy. And where the proxy becomes important, every single share of General Electric stock gets one vote on the board. One vote. Most individuals do not have the technical expertise to determine the best way to lead a corporation into success. It takes a number of accounting skills, very high level business skills, analysis. You got to be a bit of a statistician, and the average person just doesn't have that skill set. So they can't really lead the company in the direction that it should be moving. So each shareholder can loan his voting right to an individual that is more capable of leading the corporation. This is called a proxy. The person that you loan your voting share to is the proxy. Now, with the BuyGE plan, what we're going to do is we're going to do a search from coast to coast, and we're going to find the the black man or woman who is most capable of bringing GE back to glory. And all of us are going to loan our voting rights to this individual. This individual will go to the next board meeting, and he or she would take the company over. From that point on, that company is working on a black agenda and creating jobs for black America. That's why you don't have to donate your money. Because through this proxy process, you still own the shares of stock that you purchased. You don't give them up in any way. You don't loan them in any way. You don't lose control of them. And GE will continue to pay you that annual dividend. You're just loaning out your voting right. And that loaning period is 1 year. Each year you'll have to loan your voting right to the individual that we set up to run GE once a year. And you can take that voting right back anytime you want. Anytime you wake up and decide that you don't no longer want to be a part of this plan, you are full well capable of selling your shares in GE and getting your money back. No risk. Now, the other day, my wife and I, we were out having dinner, and we had kind of an impromptu black movement in a restaurant, Red Lobster. We went to eat dinner. We started talking about the BuyGE plan with the table next to us, and the table next to them joined in, and the table next to them. Next thing you know, it's 10 or 15 people standing in the middle of the aisleway discussing the benefits of buying GE. It was pretty interesting. It was one woman. She and I explained to her at least 3 different times that we're not looking for contributions or crowdfunding. She keeps her money. It's part of this plan. She keeps her money. She finally asked me, well, who does the money go to? I was a little bit disfounded, but I tried to break it down to her to help her understand. I was like, you're going to open up a trading account with Fidelity or TD Ameritrade. I prefer Fidelity. I just do. I'm not getting any endorsements from Fidelity. I just like them. I have a number of accounts with them, and I like them. The website is easy to maneuver. They got a great app. I just love that company. So I told her, I said, your trading account is going to function pretty much like a savings account. You're a bank savings account. You put your money in the bank and you let it sit and it collects interest. Only a trading account has the added feature of allowing you to buy company stock with it. And there's a multitude of companies that you can pick up. I mean, Coca-Cola, Facebook, YouTube, Uber. I mean, you can purchase any of the company stocks available for sale. But for this plan, we're just going to concentrate on buying GE. And we're going to expect everyone to save part of their income, 10%. Some of us have access to $1,000 and they can buy their 100 shares today. Some of us don't have access to $1,000. They can only come up with maybe $100. They can purchase $10 shares today. Some really less unfortunate individuals can't even come up with $100. They can start this plan with 1 share. That's a $10 investment. And on every payday, you take 10% of your pay, you send it over to Fidelity, and you use it to buy additional shares of General Electric stock. That may be 20 shares a pay period, or 5 shares a pay period, or it may only be 1 share per pay period. But the main goal is that we have participation from all of us. Because theoretically, we have 4.3 billion shares of stock to purchase collectively. That's a big number. That's a huge number. How are you gonna buy 4.3 billion shares? What chance in hell do we have of coming up with that many shares? You know how? One share at a time. So if you can buy one share, we appreciate your help and we'll welcome you on board this plan. Now, from having those little impromptu black meetings in Red Lobster, we've gotten some pushback in some other areas. One of the main ones that I've heard is, why GE? Why not Nike or McDonald's or Coca-Cola? The best way I can explain it is when lions are in Africa and they're hunting and they come across a herd of antelope, who do you think they target? Do you think they target the strongest antelope in the herd? The one that's capable of jumping 20 feet off the ground, that can run the fastest and is most capable of defending himself? Or do you think they target the one that may be injured, may have a sprained leg, may be sick, may be slow? They target the slowest, weakest antelope in the herd. That's who the lions target. Right now, General Electric is the slowest antelope in the herd. It's got a sprained leg. It doesn't run quite as fast. It's not capable of defending himself quite as well as the other antelope in the herd. That's why we're targeting GE. We could have targeted any company that's traded on the New York Stock Exchange. But General Electric right now is the easiest. It's the easiest to pick up. It's the easiest to take. And it still will be an accomplishment because General Electric is today the 14th largest corporation in America. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. But there's a time limit. General Electric just had the board meeting, the annual board meeting, May 8th, 2019. The goal for the BuyGE plan is to go into the annual board meeting May 8th, 2020 and take the company over. We got 1 year to make this happen. You know, one of the other areas where I received pushback, it was like one of the ladies I spoke to, she was like, well, it sounds like a good plan. I'm really excited about this. This is the kind of thing we've been waiting for forever. Yeah, we need to do this, but we need to have some meetings and talk about it. Seriously. It's no time to talk. Right now it's time for action. Besides, blacks have talked about the problem with the black community and our place in this country for too doggone long. 400 years of slavery. You don't think we were talking about the problem? 200 years of Jim Crow. You don't think we discussed the problem? And look at the black community today. Since civil rights, everybody got an opinion about the problems that we're going through today. We have talked till we blue in the face. It's time for action. And if you really feel the need to talk about this, buy your 100 shares. And then schedule your meetings and talk about it all you want. Join the plan. Let's get started. Let's make this happen. And then you talk about it, if that's what you feel you need to do. Me personally, I don't think there's anything to talk about. I've looked at the shape of the black community. What is there to discuss? What is going on in the black community that we don't know about, that needs clarification? What exactly? The number one thing the black community needs right now is an improvement in their economic wealth standing here in this country. The BuyGE plan improves everyone's economic wealth because that trading account you open is actually a legacy fund for all of us, and we all should have one. something that we can pass down to our kids and our kids' kids to help give them a leg up on their lives as they're coming up. We should do for our kids and not be a burden. Open your legacy account today, Black America. Let's make this happen. Thank you.